And after the documentary came out, supposedly 50 Cent had it aired on a television network, on a specific television network, so that prison inmates could watch it.
That's crazy.
What a fucking guy. Hello, welcome to the Joystick Show. What's the problem? It's me, Chris. I'm here with my two best friends, Dylan and Joseph. It's great. It's gonna be a great day. Great. I haven't dusted off the walk-in impression.
It's still not bad.
Yeah,
still pretty good.
It's right.
It's been rough. Did I talk on podcast about my Thanksgiving impression video?
I think was that on the podcast? I don't remember.
Maybe it was that episode you missed.
I'm afraid, at risk of repeating myself, but you know what? I'll just do it. We had Thanksgiving recently, and we just bought a brand new 85-inch 4K.
Yeah, you
television.
bought like the screen at like the Justice League or some shit. Like,
I mean, I don't think Joey was there, but you, Jose, and Jerry were there.
You set it up by the time I got there.
Yeah, and it was literally like a 5-man whole ordeal. Like, my mom at the end had to come in and stick her hand through the tiny little hole. It was a whole fucking thing, but we were able to set the TV up. I probably should have also prefaced what the hole was before I said that my mom put her tiny hand in a hole. There's a hole in the wall and the hole plug.
In the bottom of the
yeah, there was no. Think about it. We had context.
Yeah,
the audience did not have context.
No. Yes, there's a hole in the wall behind my TV because we run the wire through the wall, but nobody's hand fit to actually unplug the TV from the power cord back there. So she came in the clutch at the end to be the MVP.
I'm laughing at it, like no one's hand fits, so
also
we
this has
threw
nothing
a
to
child in
fucking
there.
do with what I wanted to talk about. Big TV, fancy. The main part of the TV is it has the Apple Play shit, which is like where you can stream stuff right from your phone. So like me, Jerry, and Jose the other day watched The Accountant 2, which I'll briefly speak about, but we did it from Jose's phone. So we literally watched the movie on Jose's phone, but he streamed it to the TV, and it was like in 4K and perfect and everything.
Wow.
My dad on Thanksgiving used that feature to play a video of me when I was like 18, 19 years old, doing like maybe 10 minutes of impressions, and they were pretty solid, if I do say so myself. And I'm not just saying that in like the way of like, oh, I'm saying that in like they've gotten horrible in the past 10 years. I don't know.
You had
what
a skill
happened.
at one point.
I really did. I genuinely did. I don't know if the energy is gone or the time, but I got to work on it. I got to polish it up.
Yeah, you got to get back into the stage, like the street performer carny vibes you had for a bit. You got to get back into.
You know what? Before I even go further, give me a type of character right now. Any type of person. It could be like a weird, unique character, someone you'd see on the street. Go ahead.
Okay.
Snake oil salesman that wants to sell fake shampoo.
And you give me one.
Yoga instructor.
I like his better. Thanks for watching the Joystick Show. It's gonna be the debate is over immediately. Thanks for coming by. If you want to catch up with us, this is what we're talking about. Feel free to like this episode. Feel free to subscribe to the guys. It's gonna be fantastic. All right, I cannot do a snake oil. How would you do a snake oil salesman?
It would probably be like, hey, and then, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna sell you this snake oil right now. Here, this shampoo that's gonna be like fantastic on your head.
Guys, it's 2025. You got to get the youth, all right? If you're going to sell to
you went more like
Z.
Like I could see that in a crowd, you know. I don't know. I was thinking of the guy who goes like door to door. He's like flicking a nickel. It was like,
oh no, I was picturing the way I did. I was picturing a guy in a crowd.
You want to buy some snake oil? It's gonna do wonders for you.
I mean, you were
kid.
just doing what's the name from what's this guy, the barber who kills people.
Yeah, that's what I was. I literally. It's funny that
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah. But no, there's like
a whole snake oil
Borat, not Borat, but Sacha Baron.
The other one. Yeah. Okay, him. Yeah,
that's what I pictured
Borat.
as well. That being said, yes, welcome to the Joystick Show. We watched stuff. I watched stuff. Two of which I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is I saw something that's kind of popular. A lot of people are talking about it, so I figured I'd get on the wave, watch it for myself, form my own opinions, and that is the Diddy documentary.
Ooh. Yeah. I want to watch that.
This is actually interesting because me and my fiance are almost finished with the Diddy documentary. So,
oh, wow. Nice.
Yes.
Nicole and I want to start it once we're done with Primal.
Nice. So whatchamacallit.
Very similar.
4 episodes, pretty easy to digest. Each episode's about an hour long. Mildred and I caught the first one late one night, and it was one of those things where like she was falling asleep and I was getting tired, but it was just so juicy that we had to stay up and watch the rest of it. So by the time the next day came, we were going to watch the next episode. Jose and Jerry came by, so Jose and Jerry started watching 2 and 3. So point is, we all have kind of seen like a good amount of this documentary by this point. P. Diddy is a bad man. Yeah. He's a bad man.
Yes. I mean, I knew all of these things, but there's just something like there's been the last few months I've been watching like these like Netflix and other documentaries where it's like I know about the thing, but when you zoom in on the photo and put it to music, I don't know. It makes me feel...
It does something.
It makes me feel a different way.
Pulls
like
your heartstrings.
The impact is so much higher.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes, but that is the truth. It's funny because when my mom, she was technically the one who got me to start watching it because she checked it out and she came to me and she was like, I didn't know P. Diddy was that like horrible of a person. And I was like, that's what the literature is saying these days. And I can say honestly, I didn't really know much either going into this. I think the only pieces of information that the documentary covers that I really had knowledge about were probably you can't really say like connections, but his theorized connections to the murder of Tupac, and also just the stuff that has come into light
in East West,
but all the stuff that's come into light recently with the parties and the baby oil and stuff like that. But I didn't really know about like I didn't know about the City College crowd crush that kind of started his career. I didn't know about how he had been like serially abusing Cassie, the singer, for like 10 plus years. That shit was insane. I mean, granted, we all saw the video in the hotel, but I didn't know how, crazy that whole spiel went. But where are you in the documentary, by the way?
I'm on the last episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
spoiler alert.
No, well, to fill you in, right? And keep in mind, some of the themes discussed will be a bit oof, we'll say that.
I mean, we hit him with the Diddy warning. We did that like 2 minutes ago.
Well, the first thing I wanted to cover was the crowd crush because I never knew about that.
Yes.
So
what was that? I was curious.
So can I explain it?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yes. So basically, P. Diddy in his early days was like a producer, but he was mainly a promoter. Okay, so basically, he put on, he had this idea to put on a celebrity charity basketball tournament, or at least a game, but it was at City College, the CUNY in Harlem.
Okay.
And it basically went from a hype night that everyone was looking forward to like 9 people being dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically, it was a charity basketball game, and everyone who talks about it basically says that if it were to have gone the way it was supposed to be planned, that it would have been one of the biggest basketball games of all time. And there's like...
It's basically P. Diddy's team versus like an old school rapper's team.
And there's there's like a bunch of like people were like, this person was here and this person was here. They're like saying...
And were these like
Shaq was there,
college
Mike
student
Tyson was
basketball
there.
players or like professional
professional basketball players. Like the idea was that it was a combination of like rappers, celebrities, basketball players.
Wow.
So it's supposed to be this big deal, but the gym that they were playing at City College only fit, I think, 2,500 people, and like over 5,000 showed up.
Nice.
So when the rest of those people were denied entry, they bum rushed, and then there was like a staircase that led to the doors to the gymnasium. So they were thinking that the doors would open and that they could flood it, but the doors didn't open out; they opened inward. So the people who were at the bottom of the staircase got crushed by everybody else on top, and it led to like 9 deaths. I think like 50 plus injuries. And the craziest part about it is that's pretty much how P. Diddy got famous. Like, that's the start of his career.
Wow.
So it's like this weird omen that everybody was like, yeah, whatever, like.
So like that's like the Travis Scott concert,
kinda,
but like they were just kind of like, yeah, but what you gonna do?
Yeah,
they kind of just brushed it off.
Over promoted, no safety put into account. And then the other crazy thing from the documentary that caught me by surprise was I had known that P. Diddy and Cassie were together. Granted, I wasn't really ever big into their, relationship, so I was like, whatever. I didn't know really, but the idea behind their relationship was that P. Diddy could kind of cheat on her, but she couldn't. Like, that was this weird, territorial relationship that they had.
Leave our love alone.
This guy in the documentary comes in. I don't remember his name. Long story short, he's a gigolo that P. Diddy paid to have sex with Cassie over the course of, I want to say, like 4 to 5 years, maybe longer. And we calculated it. Like, I think they said he made a mention that I think for a weekend he would get paid $6,000 to just like go to their house and have sex with her, like basically on command. And they would invite him like 15 times a year. And we did the calculation. This guy got like over $400,000 just for doing this, which is insane. Where it gets even crazier is apparently, you know, the baby oil that everybody's been talking about. The gigolo, claims that the baby oil that they used was laced with GHB.
Oh, shit.
Which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
That for the psychedelic drug, yes.
It's like a deadly,
very dangerous
psychedelic drug. Not even just like a regular psychedelic. It's like
it
hard.
will put you into a coma.
It's like ketamine
shit.
times 5. Yeah, it's heavy stuff.
But long story short, this shit was just insane. That being, well, let me reiterate.
Just the amount of death that this man was linked to. Literally the trampling, Tupac, Biggie, literally every famous musician that he was connected to got killed. And it was just like, oh, well. Yeah. And then the stories of like basically the artists that he was in charge of just like not getting paid.
Yep.
And that he would just like take royalties of most
all
of the
the time.
Yeah. And that's how he got rich and then just promoted.
Also, just like oblivion. A lot of people that he's worked with. It's crazy because the documentary is very clear about his financial mistrust and a lot of the things he did from a company standpoint, like ripping people off. But then, like, I'm not even trying to make light of it, but sure as shit, you watch enough of it, and the person will be like, and he sexually assaulted me as well. So it's like, it's not even enough that this guy is like stealing all their money and mistreating them, but like he's also raping these people.
Yeah, like the fact, like the documentary almost takes a bit to get into that, and I like how they did it, where they kind of like lead up to it.
Yeah,
it's not just like, oh, he's a predator, blah blah blah. Like it starts off like, you know, chronologically, and
he's
then
a scummy guy, and then it's like now he's a monster.
Now he's
pretty much.
Now he's been built up, and then now he is the, you know,
the party guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, shit was insane. That being said, though, I would like to clarify. While the subject matter in the documentary was very, I won't say entertaining, but it was juicy to learn about, the documentary itself didn't really blow my socks off. I think I would probably give it like a 7 out of 10. Like, I've seen better documentaries. But that being said, it was kind of cool to get in with the knowledge of what's going on.
It's very straightforward, you know.
Yeah, and the guy still has 77 civil cases pending, so sheesh.
And it's like, you can't really be like, oh, like, I don't know. I kind of like that they didn't add a lot to it, because it's like you don't have to really build the narrative. It's like the narrative is like, oh, you know, this is a terrible person. And then now they also have footage of a camera crew following him, not current day, but like 2024.
And that's the funniest part of the documentary, is that it starts off with like him in New York because he came here willingly, knowing that all this legal proceedings were going to happen, and he hired a videographer to follow him in New York for the whole thing. So the documentary starts with like him in a hotel room, and he's talking to his lawyer, and he's like, we gotta figure this shit out, right? And it's kind of made to make him look cool, right? But then you find out literally like 10 minutes into the documentary that when he went to prison, 50 Cent and the production crew behind the documentary got possession of that footage. So they just took the footage that P. Diddy was like, make my ass look cool, and they flipped it on him. So and then if that's not enough,
he looks so, not to cut you off, but he just looks so like defeated.
Yeah,
he's like fat and bloated. It's like, you're like, oh my god, this guy is
trying too hard. And after the documentary came out, supposedly 50 Cent had it aired on a television network, on a specific television network, so that prison inmates could watch it.
That's so crazy.
What a fucking guy. And the last thing I'll make a mention to is just I didn't really know much about P. Diddy other than the fact, you know, Bad Boy Records, you know, fucking, did he kill Tupac? Did he not? Puff Daddy. Like, I knew that, what the public wanted us to see. I didn't know anything about his kids. So he's got a son, his oldest, Justin, and he's like involved in everything. Like, there's a story, granted that it's never been proven, where like he and his son walked into a bathroom with like another guy in a studio, and the producer heard gunshots. They walked out, and the guy was in the fetal position, bleeding out on the floor. There's like scenes where like there's speculations that his son, like, I hate to say it, but like sexually assaulted women with his dad. And it's like, this is his firstborn son that he's taking with him to all this crazy shit, as if he's like his right-hand assailant.
That's awful, bro.
It's insane,
That's
bro.
awful. I was about to say, I'm hoping that you were going to tell me that, you know, the son's in hiding, or he's like, oh, fuck, you know, my
he's
dad.
He's with him in every single part of the documentary, smoking a joint next to him, everything. It's
bro,
insane,
he's a piece of shit,
bro.
too, bro.
And he also has another son who my brother played against in football.
Look at that.
This is I think this is a fun way to end it.
Yeah.
That to think about it, that both me and especially my brother were in very close proximity to this man.
You could have met Pete
because his son went to a private school in the Bronx, I believe it was. I forget, it's like Bishop Cardinal, something like that. And my brother was playing them in football.
I know that school.
And I believe it's the school in what's the Adam Sandler basketball movie where they play like the private basketball game?
It's that school that looks like a fucking college campus. Yeah. I went there for a Lego robotics event once.
And I just remember my brother like, yeah, I met Diddy. He was like right there. I said hi to him. He was like, what's up? I was like,
it's not much of a flex these days.
And then I remember I went to a game and you saw like in the corner there was like a row of Cadillacs and then just people off in the corner, like off to the side of the bleachers. And they were like, that's Diddy. And I'm like, wait, what? Pete Diddy's at the gate. He's at St. Francis Prep. What are we doing?
But you said that's not much of a flex anymore. And I remember during like the start of all this P. Diddy's controversy, they were replaying the clip of Alvin and the Chipmunks, the live action one, where it was like the sequel. And they're like, aren't you guys famous for something?
The Squeakquel.
Yeah, that one. Thank you for correcting me. They were saying... Simon says, one day you're chilling on Diddy's yacht and now you're in school. Like now you're going to high school. And everyone was like, what the fuck were they doing on Diddy's yacht? What were the
Chipmunks doing on the yacht, man?
What were the Chipmunks on Diddy's yacht for?
Crazy. That being said, you wanted to talk about a sports thing, not just your brother meeting P. Diddy.
Yeah, definitely not that related. Well, it's weird. So I think, I don't know if I explained this before on the podcast. I believe there's a clip of me 2 years ago explaining it. But Joey, do you know that in baseball, every baseball team just meets at a hotel?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's called the winter meetings, and they all just hang out at a hotel.
That sounds fun.
I would find it so funny to accidentally stay at that hotel, and you see a bunch of dudes like, wait, what the fuck?
Like, what the hell?
Is that Shohei Ohtani?
See Mr. Met coming out in a sauna.
Literally, oh my god, that's amazing. But yeah, basically, you know, other sports, there's like free agency and trades and blah blah blah. All the stuff happens in 1 week at a hotel in Orlando, Florida. So yeah, they just decided, the Mets particularly decided that we weren't gonna sign anybody.
Okay.
To give basically, the Mets have a new general manager a few years ago, and he was known as being like cheap, like he doesn't pay players. But then he signed Juan Soto to the largest contract in history ever of any sport. So it was like, oh, it's fine. He's not going to be cheap. And now they're just not going to sign anyone.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. There's going to be some young guys. I love that. You know, the Mets could suck, but there's always some guy that just pops off and you're like,
whoa, him.
And the fucking this guy.
So who did we lose? We lost Nimmo. We lost Alonso, right?
Yes, and Edwin Diaz.
Where's Alonso going?
Sad.
The Baltimore Orioles.
Where's Diaz going?
Oreos?
The Dodgers.
Fuck.
And now every other big free agent, where are they going to go? The Dodgers. Because baseball does not have a salary cap. Because
he better. You know what? I hope the Mets fuck Edwin Diaz over and copyright the trumpet song. He shouldn't be allowed to take that with him.
He shouldn't be allowed. And it's like now what are we gonna do? The closer comes in and they just play some random ass song. I'm gonna be like,
new instrument, accordion.
Yeah.
Nah, the
harmonica. I like it. Ding.
I mean, well, it's the picture the Mets got is a Dominican with a big beard.
We'll figure it out.
Well, I don't know if you remember this. So basically, the Mets' new pitcher basically was the one that got the Yankees beard policy reversed.
Oh, okay.
Because basically the Yankees signed him, and he's known for like being like a Dominican
beard,
with a beard, right? Not huge, but like, you know, pretty defined. And he had to shave it. Everyone was roasting the shit out of him, and he's like, oh, this guy's ugly ass chin, this and that. So then he complained to the Yankees,
no beard contract.
and then the Yankees were like, all right, we'll allow beards now. We'll allow it just for you, but it has to be like trimmed, you know. It has to be like, it can't be.
You gotta look good.
Yeah.
For years, that's why the Red Sox would grow those burly beards just to like fuck with them.
That's funny.
But shout outs to the Mets.
Shout outs to the Mets. I'm still looking forward to it, but optimism is not high.
Mm-hmm.
It's very low. They get rid of 2 of my favorite players, and now there's just got to be some random dude to come up and be like, "Yo, this guy," you know.
I'm gonna miss Nimmo. I liked Nimmo.
Nimmo was good.
Nimmo's a fun name.
But yeah. I want to talk about a movie I watched.
Okay,
I watched with Jose and Jerry. I saw The Accountant 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the sequel to The Accountant 1.
Ooh.
If you're unfamiliar,
That's
The
numbers.
Accountant is a movie
Does
with
he do
Ben
more accounting?
Affleck. He is the accountant. Do you know about this movie?
It's like an action movie.
It's an action movie. He's the accountant for black market like organizations. But do you know the catch with him?
I don't know.
He's autistic. Boom. Yeah.
That's why he's so good at the numbers.
When me and Jose were talking about the first movie, Jose brought up a great point. There's actually a Come Town episode where I think Nick is talking about like watching the first The Accountant, and he's basically talking about how how Ben doesn't really nail the autism kind of.
Not really, no.
He just kind of comes across as a dick because he's just like very blunt and brutally honest. But I will say in the sequel, it's much more refined. They put a lot more emphasis on it, and I think another aspect is that this movie features the relationship of him with his brother, played by John Bernthal. So now he kind of has a character to talk about these things with, like they have very open discussions where like there's a really nice scene where John Bernthal's like, you not looking for me or not wanting to reach out to me, was that because you didn't miss me, or is that because of your brain or like your condition? And he's like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
How can I imagine, like, out of anyone to be like not understanding autism but trying to, John Bernthal's the perfect guy. He's like, wait, man, so you're saying literally
so like your brain works differently?
Yeah.
Like
that's Mark
the
Wahlberg,
movie ends where like Ben Affleck is like, so I was thinking I rented a spot for the RV. Maybe we could go camping. And John is like, you for real, man? Like, you for real? Like, you're not fucking with me, dog, right? All right. Okay. That being said, I don't know how to explain this. The movie somehow feels less serious than the first, but I think that's better for the film. Like, the first The Accountant felt like a generic Jason Statham movie, to the point where, like, when I think back to the movie, I picture Jason Statham in it.
Yeah.
Like, I actually actively confuse the beekeeper with The Accountant for whatever. I think I watched them in the same week, but whatever.
Yeah.
But The Accountant 2 really does feel like its own action film, its own universe, its own set characters. That being said, just to be real quick with it, I think I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Jose actually enjoyed it a lot too. He told me. I think Jose said that he hadn't enjoyed a movie in that caliber since he had seen like The Nice Guys, which is like one of my all-time favorite movies, even though I wouldn't necessarily put that in the same wheelhouse. But
yes,
it's a fun movie. The characters are great. It's got a decent twist. It's pretty well written. And I gotta say, like, John Bernthal's just great. He's in the first movie, but he's in it for like 5 minutes, so he really gets the opportunity to shine in this one. It kind of comes across as like a buddy. I wouldn't say a comedy, but it's like a buddy road trip kind of film. That's the spiel they're going for.
The best kind of movie.
Yeah.
We need more of those. We need more of those.
But shout outs. It was a really, really great movie. I was really not excited. What's the word? I was surprised. I was thinking of another word for surprise, but I couldn't figure it out. So.
Flabbergasted.
I'll take it. I was flabbergasted. So
Those
shout
are
outs.
pretty good.
We also hung out yesterday and watched the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Hosted by our Lord and Savior Jeff Keighley. And I don't really have much to say about it other than I felt it was a little underwhelming. I didn't think that the announcements were that hype. You know, we got like what?
We saw some cool games, but it wasn't anything like I watched commercials.
I feel like you have to have, like, it was hype if you had nostalgia, I guess.
Yeah, like new Mega Man,
new Tomb Raider. And I was like, but anyone that doesn't know any of these things is like, what the fuck is this? All right.
We're getting the Badger game.
The Unks are enjoying this.
Cool.
The Badger game looked really cool.
The Badger game, the mini. Hey, I'd like my main question, and I know that like I'm such a hater and a cheapo for this, but how much are these games gonna cost? I'm not paying $70 for the fucking Badger game. That's all I gotta say.
True.
That's all I gotta say.
$40
That tank game, I'm buying it on sale. You know, I'm not. I'm not doing anything like that.
But that being said, I don't really want to necessarily talk about the Game Awards. I actually want to talk about some games that we've been playing that we think deserve awards. And first and foremost, I think, Joe, we should talk about a game that I actually really want to download and start playing.
I love this game that I'm playing right now. It's like low-key on my top favorites. It's a game called Skate Story. I heard about this game back in like 2022 But this guy, Sam Eng, I'm saying his name wrong, but forgive me, guy. But he's been working on this game since 2020. He lives in New York City. He developed it at Gumbo in Dumbo, Brooklyn, which is a game company for indie developers, a space where they allow creatives to come, share video games, play test. Like, I was like, that's fucking cool. But the game is now officially out for all consoles and everything. And you play as this skateboarder who's in hell, but you're a skateboarder because you want to try to like reclaim your life. And the devil makes you sign a contract saying like, all right, you have to get to that destination to like speak with me, but your body's made out of glass and you have to only ride a skateboard. So it's almost like a cheeky, like, you're not going to be able to do this. So like, it's really cool. The atmosphere, like when I was trying to describe this to my sister and my girlfriend, I was like, you're in hell and like, it's really cool and colorful. And they're thinking like, how I guess adult animation describes hell, like, oh, the flames, and it's like quirky or something. I'm like,
this looks beautiful. What the fuck?
It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful that I had to like just stop and be like, I need to like really get into the zone to play this.
I've like Joey said, I've been following the game sort of like development since 2020, but admittedly like somewhere around 2022, 2023. Just kind of felt like abandonware, so I was like, I don't think it's ever gonna come out. And I was like, yeah, I'll just.
I can imagine if you were following 2020, it would be like, all right.
But then once I started to see more stuff come out of it, like this year, I was definitely like, oh shit, this is way more developed than I thought it was going to be.
So I wanted to talk about this portion with you. It feels like its own skateboarding game, because I know it was hard, and the guy that created the game, he's a skater himself, and he was like, I've played every skater game. I've played Skate, XL, Session, every Tony Hawk, and he says, and I wanted to make my game different. He achieved that goal. Like, as I was playing, I was like, this feels so fresh.
But did he play Ali Ali?
He did. He mentioned that. He says, I played Ali Ali. And what he says that what my game does that I haven't seen any other game is that in order to do the trick, you have to hold certain triggers, and the ollie button is circle. And he says, so when you push those triggers, your foot is being placed in a specific spot. And he goes, as a skater, if I want to do a kickflip, I have to make sure my back foot is here and my front foot is here before I even do the trick. He says in most video games, you just do the trick.
Yeah, he's jumping.
You just jump and the trick is done.
Yeah.
In my game, the skater prepares the proper foot placement before doing the trick.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I didn't notice that. That's sick. Something else I think is sick, if you're going really fast and you hit the like push button, you do a little wobble because you're on one leg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these little details are so fucking sick. When you're going fast and you land a trick, you do a little wobble. You see that little wobble before you station yourself again. And I'm like, these little details are so like minute is the correct word, right? Mm-hmm. But as a skater, it was like, this is really cool. I'm like, that's actually really cool that they added that. It made me hate Skate even more. It made me hate the new Skate even more. And I went on Backlogged, which is like Letterboxd for video games. And there are people that are like, this game's too easy. You know, if you've played Tony Hawk or any of these skating games, like you'll run by this really quick. And one guy replied, and I 100% agree with him. He says, although this game does feel easy, there are like bosses that you can complete, like their health bar is like ridiculous. He says, I don't think he was trying to create a skating game. Yeah. I says, I think this guy was trying to create a spectacle.
I was like, is Flower a hard game? Is Journey a hard game?
No,
are they still considered incredible games?
But that's exactly like a good comparison, Flower and Journey, because you're on a skateboard, but it's not a really skating game. It revolves around skating. The message is around like skating and determination. But yeah, some people were like, oh, it's good, but it's not like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And I was like, no, don't compare this to that. Like, this is its own thing. The creator, it's artsy. It's definitely a vibe, and I love it. I'm already thinking about cosplaying the character for Comic-Con, and I'm upset that it came out so late in the year, because this definitely would have been nominated for things for the Game Awards.
It's still next year,
bro. Soundtrack, sound design, like, I don't know. I think this game definitely deserves a lot of respect.
So between that and the water skateboarding game, which one wins for you?
This one.
Okay.
The water one was really cool. It was like Journey in water. It was cool. But this one definitely has this like grit. Like it takes place in underworld that takes place in New York. Okay. So I think the creator wanted to have like his hometown in it.
Yeah.
So there are like definitely weird missions where like, you're talking to like this philosopher and he's like, I'm thirsty. Could you get me something to drink? And there's like a bodega like you have to go to, and it's legit an Arizona iced tea can, but they call it something else. Gotcha. And I was like, this is cool. Like this is dumb.
Fire. Shout out to Skate. What do you give it?
I give this game personally an 8.5. I feel like giving
sounded
it
like a 10 out of 10.
Okay, you really
all right. See, I didn't want to give it a 9 out of 10 because it's like, oh, you're glazing now. You're glazing. But I would say 9 out of 10.
All right.
9 out of 10. You know, it could be, I wish it was a little bit longer. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I understand this was an indie game. But, you know, for the time I've had playing it, I really enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. I'm just sad that I beat it in like 2 days.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I also played a game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's as great as that, but it was pretty fun. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I have. I played a Prince of Persia game. That was pretty cool because I haven't played a Prince of Persia game since I was like 11 or something like that.
Ancient, yeah.
And I never even had it. Like my cousins always had it. I think they had Sands of Time, or I think that's what it was called.
I had one on the Game Boy.
It was one that opened on a boat. I don't know, but the Prince of Persia games, they're kind of like these 3D... kind of like third person not open world, but like these, you know, there's heavy aspects of parkour and climbing and combat, whatever. What I'm trying to get at is what I remember Prince of Persia being is very different. It was somewhere in the middle between like an Uncharted meets an Assassin's Creed type game.
It was like Uncharted mixed with like the platforming from Ninja Gaiden.
Kinda.
You know what I mean? Like you're throwing shit, you're hooking on the stuff.
But what's cool about the Prince of Persia game that I just played, which is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, is it's a 2.5D side scroller. And apparently it's the first side scroller they've made since like the original Prince of Persia. Yeah. And what's cool about it is it's a modern side scroller that's also a Metroidvania.
Ooh.
So I had a lot of fun playing it, and it was one of those like slow burns where like I started it and I was like, this is cool, and like a couple hours into it I'm like, oh, this is cool, and then a couple hours into it I'm like, this is fucking dope. So by the end of the game I was like, I was not expecting this to be as fun as it was. So I think it was kind of a sleeper. I wasn't expecting it to be one of the hits of 2025, but I gotta say, go ahead and play Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. It gets the Bobby seal of approval. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it a fat 8 out of 10. Reminded me a lot of like Guacamelee with its parkour style, or not parkour, but with its movement tech.
Love Guacamelee.
But I really did like the combat. The combat felt, I don't know how to explain it. It felt like if they copy and pasted like Ghost of Yote's combat in a side scroller, where like you still have to parry and dodge enemy attacks and stuff like that, but it's a side scroller. It's very cool. Also, mini frustration. They added these like trials in the game that are really, really hard. I don't know if you remember Guacamelee, but Guacamelee had like similar trials that were really annoying. I
remember those from the first one too.
And I think I spent like a good hour and a half on like just one of the 4 of them, like just trying to do all of them until I finally Googled it. I was like, do you have to do these for the platinum? And they were like, nah, it was DLC. And I was like, motherfucker. So then I found out what I actually had to do, and I platinumed the game. But that being said, fat 8 out of 10. It was a really fun game.
Okay.
I needed a new Metroidvania to play, and I was not expecting that one to be so high up there. But now I got to play Hollow Knight. So
yeah, word.
Yeah. But shout outs. Those are the games we've played. Those are the things we've watched, and this is the music that we've been listening to because it's time for Jam and Yam of the
Is this
week.
a new playlist or is it 4?
What do you mean? Oh, the volume thing?
Yeah.
We're doing that next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll do we'll do that and just have like a Bam Slam Yam of the Year.
Exactly. All right, let me take a look at the
My phone's dead.
I mean, I already know what mine is going to. It's like the only song that I've been listening to nonstop for the past week. Interestingly enough, last week I gave my song.
I want to see the.
Interestingly enough, last week I gave my song, or rather I gave my jam to a song from the game Grand Theft Auto 3. It was the song Change by Connor and Jay.
Yeah.
This week, I needed to change a little bit more. You know what I'm getting at? So this week's jam is actually going to go to Change Completely.
Oh, wow.
By Aaron's Book Club. I don't know a lot about Aaron's Book Club, mainly because if you go ahead and you look him up, you won't find any videos of him or live performances or anything. But this guy's music is so fucking addictive. It's really, really good. It kind of mixes the like acoustic soft elements, and then when it gets hard, it gets hard. So shout out to Aaron's Book Club. I've already had a jam of his on the jam playlist so far, but this is number 2 for him. Change Completely.
Nice.
Sick. You? I normally go last. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. I will go with Two Can Win by Jay Dilla. I don't know if you guys know about Jay Dilla.
Do know about Jay Dilla.
Jay Dilla. Some good old, hip hop plunder phonics.
R.I.P.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, great song. Kind of sounds like it's like a very old sample, but kind of gives like Jackson 5 vibes. But you have the in the background. It's pretty hype.
My song is actually gonna go from the guy that created the music for Skate Story. His name is Blood Cultures. Indie. I don't know what the genre is, but it's an indie guy that the creator chose because he's also New York based. But the song I specifically choose is called Emptylands by Blood Cultures.
Cool.
Really sick. It plays in a part of the game where it's like, the game's very fast. It's like Death Wall, so you're like skating really fast. And when that song played, I was just like in the zone. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like this
in the auto zone.
Yeah.
Well, there's another episode and there's another round of music for you. Before we leave you here on this episode of the Joystick Show, just a bit of a heads up. We are going to be airing our Christmas episode next week. And then after that, we're going to be going on a bit of a vacation. Well, mainly I'm going to be going on a vacation. I'll be spending 2 weeks in Florida. But because of that, we'll be putting a bit of a hiatus to Joystick. But we'll be back at it early January when I get back. In the meantime, make sure to go ahead and like this episode of the Joystick Show. Feel free to subscribe to keep the boys afloat. And all I got to say, man. All I got to say, man. All I gotta say, man.
All I gotta say.
Nah,
fuck you guys.
Rule of 3, dude.
Come on, dude.